Hi guys, hope you can hear me. I'm actually wearing my microphone today, just in case. It's a lovely sunny day out. When the sun goes in, it's pretty nippy. It's probably only about 9.5 degrees out there. That's degrees centigrade. But in here today, it's been about 32. I think the highest was 40 when I wasn't here. But it got to minus 3.9 degrees centigrade in this polytunnel last night, so we're still having quite cold evenings, shall we say. So, but anyway, it's a lovely evening. It's about, I think it's about 10 to 6 on an evening over here in the UK. I'm just about to sow yet again some more salad crops. I'm going to be known as a salad king at this rate, but I've got to admit, I love salad, I love lettuce, and I love that you can get so many different varieties. And I will tag on to the end of this some pictures of bits and pieces I've got growing at the moment, outside as well as in here. But I am going to sow some more, and these are the varieties. My favourite, and one of my work colleagues' favourites, Lola Rossa, Marvel of Four Seasons. This is salad leaf, corn salad, also known as lamb's lettuce. And this is one called Freckles. So, I've got an 84 cell tray here. One of the ones I picked up from Wilco last year. I've got 6 of these trays. They're just perfect actually for this size, although you have seen some of the Charles Dowding trays that I was able to get hold of, which are at home, and I've actually I'll do another video on those, and they are actually very, very good. I must admit they are expensive, but they actually are very good. But I like these as well, and especially for my the lettuce plug plants, because I do. After last year, well, last year was the first time really. I decided to do the Charles Dowding method of just modules, plonk them in the ground, biff boff, done. No messing around. So yeah, multi-purpose compost. This actually is clover. Yes, it is peat based. It has vermiculite in it. I will be moving over and trying non-peat based, but at the moment this is the first time I've used clover. I've always wanted to try and use clover, but never been able to get it. But yeah, so I'm using it for this particular experiment. No sieving any big bits, which there's very few. Just take them out. So basically, I have a trusty watering device, and all I'm doing is dampening the top off. And if those who live in the UK, Tesco's were selling these for £3. I did buy more than one. They're very good. I've got other types of things that I use as well, but I found that I've got one at home as well, so it just makes it easier. So that'll be damp enough. And now what I do, this is for Cat. She'll know what I'm on about. This is my small dibber, and all I'm going to do is literally just dib some small little dimples in, not too deep. I haven't actually compressed this at all at this moment in time, this soil. It's quite loose really. I know when you do multi-sowing, Charles Dowding tends to push it in quite hard, but this time I'm going to trial it whereby I'm not going to push it in quite so hard as I would normally do. But as I say, gardening is a lot of trial and effort. Trial and effort? Just try it. It works, it works. If it doesn't, it doesn't. You haven't killed anybody at the end of the day. And you learn, and you carry on learning. And for all those newbies out there, that's what I always say to you. Just try stuff. You know, I'm doing this at this moment in time, and you think, oh, I'll have a go at that, and then you do it, start it, and then you find another method, and it works for you. So carry on with that method if it works. So what I'm going to do now is there's 84 cells, so 4 lots of packets. So it's 3, 3, 3, and 3. Okay, 3 rows of each, which will give me plenty of lettuce to put out in a month's time, etc. So I've got stuff outside which I will, like I said, I'll put a picky up of that. And it's last year I wasn't too bad actually. It was the first year I really started to do crop progression, growing, whatever you want to call it, and it worked well because I had salad leaves all the way through the year, and I had them over winter as well. Instead of doing a whole load and getting a whole load at one go and then the rest of it dying off because you haven't been able to eat it or pick it. So this is, you know, this is what I'm doing again this year. So all I do, and this is very simple, as I said in previous videos, I'm not going to bore you to tears and watching me put 84 lots of seeds in. There's 100 seeds in this packet. I've got to do 3 rows of there's 7, isn't there? Yeah, 3 rows of 7, so there's 21 cells for this. You impressed with that mathematics? Quick. I was a nice student at maths, by the way. And for the newbies, that's lettuce leaves. How tiny they are. So what I'll try and do, I'm not going to say I'm going to put 1 in each one. I'll put say 2 or 3, 4 maybe. There's 100 seeds, so I want to make sure I've got at least all of them got at least 1 seed in each. So all I do is I just get a few and just sprinkle them all in, and that's it. It's as simple as that. So what I'll do, I'll carry on with this. As I said, I'm not going to bore you to tears with me doing this. And we'll do a bit of this, and then I'll come back to you. Alright. Hi guys, me again. These are the corn salad or lamb's lettuce. You see the seeds on those are slightly different. So a couple of those in probably in each one. So yeah, back in a minute. Hi guys, back again. So that's what I've done. I've put them all in. There was some more in some seed packets than others, as in the seeds themselves. So yeah, I think the Marvel of 4 Seasons, that one was 750 seeds in it. So there's a couple of packets there that I've got ones in, but I'll leave them in order there so I can label these up. Always remember to label. Now you can just put vermiculite on the top or perlite. Vermiculite's probably the better one, but this has got vermiculite in it anyway, and also there's enough, because I put a little dib in there, the seeds are down the bottom anyway, so I don't want them too deep. So what I tend to do now is just gently put some soil over the top. Now I'm going to put a little bit of pressure on these now to make sure that the seeds are actually in contact with the soil, both on their little bottoms and on their little tops, and then at least I know they're all in there. So the actual the cells aren't right to the top. Now there's 2 things you can do. You can put some more soil in and fill it to the top, was I'm going to probably do, depending on if some of them are really low, I will do, but to be perfectly honest, I think that's perfectly fine. I don't want to put no more soil in. And if there's a little well, when you water them again now, the water can sit there and not go everywhere and wash them all away, and it'll soak through. And then because these come with trays and a little membrane underneath, or a little wick, I'll put the water in the bottom, so it's the bottom third, because they like this is the only time you'd actually say it, but they say like wet bottoms. They don't necessarily like wet bottoms, but you know what I mean. It's much better to water them from below. There's two thoughts to this. One is, once they've germinated and you start spraying water all over the top, the germinated little seeds fall over, and anyway. Also, if you only just do light spraying over the top, in places like polytunnels and in the sun, they just dry, the top just dries out. You think they're wet, but they're not. And also you can get mould growing on the top, the surfaces. So it is better to do it from the bottom. And you can tell how much moisture, well, you can tell anyway how much water you've put in, and you can leave it as well. If it's in a well, the soil itself has only got so much capacity to take up. And the other thing as well is that once the roots do form, if you constantly watering from above for any plant, especially ones with big tap roots, all you're going to do is water from the top, and so the plant thinks, do you know what, I'm going to be a lazy bugger, I'm not going to set down any roots to find water. So all it will do is spread roots out on the surface, or very close to the surface. And I'm sure you guys out there have noticed that sometimes when you take them out the plugs, there are roots around it, but they're not as strong as if you'd water them from bottom as well. Especially when you put them in bigger pots as well, it always happens. So you need to get them to really start setting the roots down, because at the end of the day, when they go outside, they need a good strong root on them. So by doing them on the top, they get lazy. I'm trying to think about something to compare it to in layman's terms, as we say. I suppose you just get lazy. If you don't get up off your backside and go and cook some tea, and you just wait for somebody to bring you your tea, or your dinner, or lunch, or whatever you call it, your food, and you just sit there for week on, week off, you're just going to get extremely large and fat. Okay, you get the drift. If you actually get up and you have to go and cook, you've got to go and find it, you've got to go and find the food. So you're burning up energy, etc. whilst you find it, and once you find it, that's fine. But you get stronger, your muscles work, your muscles get stronger. If you just sat in an armchair all day, your muscles just deteriorate, and you don't get anywhere, do you? Obviously, unless you're unwell, or you medically you can't walk or whatever. But you get the gist of that. It's the only way I could think of something to compare it to. So don't make sure you don't make your plants lazy. It's like chili plants and tomatoes. Don't keep watering them. Water them every other day and let them dry out a little bit. Especially chilies. They don't need that much water. The easiest way of finding out whether you need to water chilies and tomatoes, definitely, is when they start to droop a little bit. Obviously, I'm not saying let them dry out and bloody half dead, but you'll be surprised even if they're half dead and you suddenly put a load of water in the bottom of a tray and just put the pot in it, you can watch them actually just move and grow again. Well, not grow, but come back to life. So you've got to make plants work for it. I think for the past I've been a bit too overly TLC, motherly, whatever you want to call it, with plants. And last year, after watching a lot of Charles Dowding stuff, I decided, you know what, I haven't got time to do all that. Hence why I've done a lot of videos where I'm just banging these in the soil and deeper than this, and they've grown. So not all plants are going to die on you. You'll get used to it. But anyway, guys, that's it. I've probably bored you to tears now, but that's where I'm at with my salad crops. So 84 tray. I've got 4 different types of salads ready. So when they germinate and then get a bit stronger, and then actually get to a decent size, I have got some over there. They can be plotted. They can be potted out, and then I'll sow another tray for later in the year. So you can, salad crops you can sow every like 3 to 4 weeks. Then you get plenty. But as I do cut and come again, as in, pardon me, I take the leaves from the sides and make salad baskets up, or bags up for people. The whole plant isn't necessarily taken up, but William Coleman made a comment last year, and he's quite right. A whole lettuce is quite nice, as in iceberg lettuce for argument's sake. Now I have got some down there, and I will be harvesting one later, so that will be another little upload, and that one's for William, Mr. C. And so yeah, that's it. So I hope you've enjoyed. Thumbs up if you have. I'll stop rubbing in now, and I'll give you a little tour at some other stage, possibly tomorrow, of what's happening and where we're at with both my plots. Plot 2 looking really smart. So anyway, cheers guys, see you again, bye.